I'm a firm believer that most people in their lives have the capacity to change after making a mistake. As long as you haven't done anything too bad and show proper improvement later on, then I really don't have much of an issue. However, I do have an issue when a person is given multiple chances to sort their shit out and actually improve as a person or a content creator, or hell, just not be the spawn of Satan waiting to be exposed. It's a tale as old as time. Content creators who appear to be super nice and relatable do or say something that makes their fanbase a tad bit upset. Most people can pretty easily come back from this as long as they aren't a massive twat about the whole thing. Then you've got people who are just reincarnations of actual real life supervillains, who also probably enjoy kicking the shit out of dogs in their free time. A few names come to mind, but my personal favorites will always be sweet, innocent Shannon, the decade-long stalker who thought she could call people slurs one day and call out racism the next. While Shannon being a walking talking contradiction is pretty funny and is an extreme example of the dark side of content creators, a new and extremely popular way for YouTubers to destroy their careers is through diddling children. There seems to be a chemical in the water that turns the friggin' micro-celebrities into pedos. It's become so prevalent scientists are debating whether to give this epidemic an actual name. I'm thinking groomeritis personally. Of course, that brings us to the topic of this video. This person is a weird one, and they're being slandered. Allegedly! Don't you agree? If you could, subscribe or something. Look, it's free. I really want to hit 10k this year after my last video. It's actually looking kind of possible. Please make sure to follow Teddy That Draws because she makes goated artwork. We work together, so I'd love it if you all subbed. I have a second channel where I promise I'm posting a video soon. Please just give me time. A Ko-Fi, Discord, and Twitter. All of them are linked in the description. Oh, if you're wondering why I decided to turn this into an ad from the 90s, then you're overthinking this. Subscribe. So, dog dildos. Alright, let's get the gag-worthy shit out of here before I explode. Foxi is a content creator with a pet. Red flag. Crimson flag. Oh god! BadDragon.com sure is a website a 17-year-old definitely shouldn't be hearing about. Am I right, lads? I describe what this website is, but I kind of like money, so I'd rather not risk the precious bag. Oh, and there's a couple human sex toys too, but who fucking cares? We're all adults here, right? Now, am I saying Foxi is a zoophile? Of course not. Actually, I don't want to be the guy to actually spread, correct information, but it actually turns out that the dog fucking toy actually wasn't for Foxi's dog. It was for their persona. Fursona. What? I have a leaf on my head. Is that a fursona? Anyway, I mean, if it was made for their persona, if they want to be a little kinky, I don't have the right to stop that. It's actually kind of really embarrassing to talk about stuff like that and kind of nosy to be caring about someone's sex life if they're not breaking any laws.
So, and then we move on to the alleged predatory behavior and zoophilia. That is not true. There is nothing that fulfills that notion or term. However, there is a certain comment that I was given where Foxi purchased from the site Bad Dragon. Now, I obviously didn't go to the site. I'm 14, and I should not be looking at that content, obviously.
Yep.
Regardless if it's for this documentary, I wasn't going to do that. But someone did inform me that, and I'm not going to disclose the user. You can see, I don't know if they want me to. I don't know if they're watching it or not. So I'm just going to say a user in the comments. I did respond to this, by the way, which I'll read after, but I'll read what they said. So they said, I need to say this, but the toys on Bad Dragon are not just based on animals, but are full-blown animal parts replicas.
Well, it depends.
Some.
Nah, it's still up in the air. I don't know how to lead off from that seriously. Here's a plushie. Let's take a break. So Foxi drew porn of her cousin's OC.
This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever experienced in my life.
The evidence behind this is actually quite solid here, regardless of the famous and amazing defense of, it's just a drawing. But this was a 14-year-old's OC. Why are you drawing NSFW of your 14-year-old cousin's OC? Why can't anyone just be normal on this website? God damn it! I just want to also add to the people saying that this is somehow an incest fetish, you're fucking stupid. To properly describe how I feel about this section, I'd like to use an example that everyone will get. Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho, JoJo's, Spy X Family, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, My Hero Academia.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
See, that's how this feels to me when I'm reminded that this is part of the drama. While it's definitely important to highlight this, sandwiching it between two really serious points kind of feels wrong. The story goes that Foxi had been taking commissions until the day they were cancelled while not really working on them. This was after people had sent them money as well, so this is kind of stealing, which is a crime. The discussion I'm reading from is between a mod on Foxi's team and a person waiting for their commissions. After bringing up the topic of commissions, this is what they had to say. Oh really? I've commissioned them a while back, in June if I remember right. I paid about $15 to $20 and I DM'd them before I asked what I wanted, but I never got a response. Oh wait, I just saw wrong. You wanted since 2021? Sadly yes, I paid $40 for the commission. You're not alone, there's many commissioners who have been working for months on their art to be completed. There's many commissioners who have been waiting months for their art to be completed. I think it was unjustified that they were banned from the chat for voicing their concerns, which is why I wanted to DM you about this. Do you have any proof of commissioning Foxi? I'm compiling a document about raising awareness on this subject. Oh god, I didn't think he'd be waiting until 2021. That's not okay. Sad face. And Foxi seems to be making animations, I noticed, out of the entire time. And yes, I got to look for the receipt real quick. I didn't update my PayPal, so instead I sent my name, saying I sent money, so I apologize for the scratch, but yeah, here it is. I'd love to give her the benefit of the doubt and say she's just taking long, but her straight up removing comments about commissions and also being radio silent leads me to believe this was done maliciously. Is what I would be saying if I didn't have the true context. On Harley's stream, the ex-partner of Foxi Boxi and Crying Blossoms hopped on a stream of me, Harley, and Teddy. What we were told is that Foxi was having a very bad life experience at the time, with their auntie making them get a job and overall just not having the motivation to want to continue. It seemed a lot of pressure was on them both in real life and online at the time to get those commissions done, and it really goes to show how honest they were being, because a post was made at the time by one of Foxi's mods.
Yeah, like a moderator. And Scorch was talking about the commissions and all the commissions that were undone. It's believed that Foxi did unintentionally or intentionally, we don't know, I believe it was unintentionally, like kind of scammed people from $800 to $1,000. That's a lot. And from what I know, like while it was unintentional, it was unprofessional, Foxi obviously, but that's a mistake. I don't think that's worth like quote unquote canceling over. And I think Foxi was trying to, because I know that she made a post on her Instagram before she like nuked it off of like the whole site altogether.
Yeah.
That because I saw it, so I can confirm this. She posted that she would only have the Instagram account and like be active on it to finish commissions.
But now we're gonna be talking about the one bit I know will cause a lot of discourse: the grooming allegations. For the sake of time, I'll be reading off most of the screenshots that I believe are necessary. This all started in November of last year when I saw that Foxi made an NSFW account. I requested to follow it despite being a minor and she let me follow. Honestly, I was excited. Foxi was my number one inspiration and I adored her work. I was attracted to the age of the characters, like Zasha and Ember, so I felt so mature and special to be let in. Foxi said that she allowed others to make NSFW of her OCs, and I asked if I can make art and she said yes. I know I shouldn't have asked because I was a child, but keep in mind I was a White Knight fan. I was so enamored by her work, I was over the moon to do anything for her. I now look back at that with anger. The first drawing I did was Ember using an adult toy. I asked what Foxi was into in order to know her boundaries throughout all of the text, which sickens me, because clearly even if I didn't know it at the time, I was being used and boundaries are being crossed. Keep in mind, Foxi was 17 at this time. At 17, you should know not to use your fans for NSFW fan art. I was naive and stupid, sure, but Foxi used that to their advantage. I treated our chats like commissions because I wanted to please Foxi so bad. I asked boundaries of what I could and couldn't draw. I even shipped my OC Bristy with Ember because I wanted to feel like I was special. The second drawing of Zasha using Ember's vines to feel good. Foxi liked both of those works. What stands out to me is that while I didn't know this at the time, but Zasha's genitalia had a real animal-like thing, like a knot. To be honest, I'm incredibly angry at Foxi for everything that happened to me and others. I told all of my feelings to Jocelyn Moon, who, while still trying to help her friend, is incredibly stressed and upset about this. And out of respect for her, I will not be showing those DMs. But I think Jocelyn and Deli did nothing wrong. Please do not go after them by any means. That's gross and uncalled for. After talking with Joz, I got a better understanding of how much Foxi has actually done, and honestly, it made me more upset and angry because I had to face the fact that my idol used me and so many others. To be honest, if this was just me this happened to, I would be so ashamed because I have low self-worth. But the fact that this and worse has happened to others is not okay. I will not let that slide. To all the people who came forward, thank you. You were all so brave. The next slide will be the chat between me and Foxi in order. See, these screenshots totally show that Foxi is a groomer and a pedo. Okay, hear me out. It hasn't been a while since I've dropped a massive hot take, but after watching all these videos and looking through all of the research, I'm just confused here. Foxi is a creep. You could argue that Foxi is potentially a zoo. I'm not even gonna argue with that. I'm just gonna let you think what you want to think. But groomer? Pedophile? What? Why are so many people trying to spread this claim like a fact? I'm really hoping that this video of 100,000 views isn't spreading blatant misinformation of any kind and goes in depth on the accusations they make. God, this video was bad.
Know your fucking place, trash.
I get everyone has their first video, trust me, I get it, but why is your first video my problem? The entire grooming section lasts about 2 fucking minutes of barely any evidence.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this post. Foxi Boxi was 16 at the time, I think. Yeah, 16. She was 16. And this person was 13.
And this person also accused Foxy of having an incest fetish? Huh? And then a bunch of people pulled up and started using the Groomer Groomer Nene song because thinking for yourself is hard. Oranges, how was it not grooming? I was getting to that, you piece of shit. Let's compare notes, shall we? No, I'm not. Cause they ain't a groomer.
I just tell it like it is.
I was on a stream a few days ago where we spent about an hour actually figuring out the ages of the two involved. It was 13 to 15, a 2-year age gap.
Okay, continue. So I'm a little, so the age gap 100% was 15, 13, right?
So Queen corrected it because in the original post, they said 14 and they corrected it on their story. They corrected everyone like
they corrected it but like wrong. They corrected it to like 13, 16.
People are calling Foxy a pedo over a 2-year age gap. Are you serious? Hi, Editing Oranges here. I wasn't originally gonna put this in the video, mainly because I deleted the audio like a fucking idiot. But I would like to bring up Queen Void. Queen Void is the person saying Foxy Boxi groomed them. However, a lot of people are taking the 2 instances that I'm going to be showing now and mushing them together to say that Foxy groomed multiple people. The reason I'm a bit up in the air about the whole word grooming is just a lot of the facts. Foxy was 15 and Queen was 13. That's a 2-year age gap. That's normal. Don't fucking boo me, I'll kill you. Foxy then had sexual talks with this person, which also was consented to.
Shortly after the commission post was created, a few days later, a user who went by queen._.void posted a 2-part notice regarding their conversations with Foxy. Now, before we continue on with this segment, I want to note 2 things. A, Queen Void is not an innocent player and in fact has their own dealt card of controversies, which I will link a post regarding them in the description below. B, while both parties consented to these chats, please keep in mind that regardless, it was inappropriate and wrong on Foxy's regard.
And a lot of people also turn around to say that, well, actually, it's grooming because Foxy sent Queen Maeve, I said Queen Maeve, jeez, I've been watching too much, boys. Queen Void a lot of NSFW, right? I don't really think that's fair because of, again, the ages, and not just that, but Queen Void also has done a lot fucking worse. It feels very confusing to me that someone can say that they have been groomed while also participating in the same actions that would allow them to be groomed. It's very wrong that they did send NSFW to somebody who's under the age of 18, and it's worse that they were making that content while being under the age of 18, yes, but I feel like that's something they can grow from. The same way I think Queen Void can grow from doing all of this. Look at this big fucking list. So no, I don't think this is grooming, and to the channel saying that it is, I don't know why. Crying Blossom again is the exception because Crying Blossom said allegedly. It's my opinion that Foxy was not groomed. However, it's fine if you disagree with me. I'm kind of an idiot, as you know, my video is kind of established. Anyway, back to the original edit. Firstly, Kibble literally asked if they could draw NSFW art. It's not like Foxy even remotely pressured them into doing that. And if people are gonna say, well, Foxy shouldn't have owned an NSFW account, I just want to say, fine, they shouldn't be making NSFW if they're under the age of 18, I get that. But saying that them allowing another minor who's 2 years younger than them to follow the account somehow proves they're a groomer, like, what are you smoking? And can I have some? I really wish I was high right now. Used? You felt used? I'm sorry, but are we reading the same DMs? All I get from the screenshots you showed is a starstruck fan really trying to impress a micro celebrity. It's not like Foxy came to Kibble for NSFW. It's not like Foxy knew Kibble's age. What the fuck is going on?
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
And why are people using these videos as sources? They bloody suck. Penis. They suck penis. If people want to air out their grievances over the art commissions and their very suspect DMs between a completely different person, I really don't care, because they're valid reasons. But the people farming views calling her a groomer, zoophile with an incest fetish, and spreading it like it's a fact are starting to really piss me off. Crime Blossom showed a large amount of respect in this situation while still calling Foxy a groomer. I'm fine with this because they actually said alleged. Thank God. There has been misinformation spread on a universal scale, where people were arguing over Foxy and Kibble's fucking ages. I'm going to bed. I'll be responding to a few comments if people care or whatever. I just want to keep in mind, I'm just using all the information I've been sent and seen throughout the live stream and in DMs. If I'm wrong about something, please just tell me in the comments. I'll either correct it in a pinned comment, or if I'm just like violently wrong, I'll get rid of the video probably. But I'm done giving myself a massive migraine stressing over this game of telephone. If you don't know what's going on, Jesus Christ, that voice crack was insane. If you don't know what's going on, don't say anything. I'm actually on my knees begging you. Anyway, see ya.